This is Trinont, and this is Path of Exile Necropolis. This is a recording, or this is going to be recorded live rather, so there might be some interaction with the chat, we'll see. Nevertheless, this is meant to be a presentational kind of session. Last we left off with Paper Cut Trin, we finished Tier 5 maps. Did some heisting. We actually have a little bit more to do today with a matter of honor. And are generally trying to upgrade this character a little bit. You have Lancing Steel, Impale, Brutality, Vicious Proj. Returning Proj would be nice, who is a 6th slot. Frost Bomb for enemies that are a little too tanky. Blood Rage, Vitality, just a bunch of fun stuff. Ancestral War Chief and Stone Golem for Maim. Maim letting enemies take more physical damage, I believe. Yeah. Which is good for us, because Lancing Steel is going to be physical damage. We'll start off with Heist, since we left that hanging before. The Dia, the portal person, has a sister that we want to foil. So we'll try that. It is a Tier 5 mission, and these heist missions are going to get spicier and spicier. I guess we'll just have to see how it goes. I was wondering if this enemy was, if my damage was that low, but it's the physically resistant enemy, so I think it's allowed to have that little damage just yet. We'll have to test on a proper rare monster. This is a perception mission. Perception missions and heists are the only missions that have items that can raise your alert level that aren't loot. It's actually kind of interesting that. Generally there's these little totems that are like alarm detectors that pop out. They're the last vestige of detection that isn't part of just opening a chest. Heist originally had guards that raised the alert level if they detected you. They found very quickly that in practice that didn't work out well and the community hated it. So they got rid of that, like quite immediately. It was actually kind of drastic and weird that they changed the game that much just on the spot. But that's okay. Adia, can you identify the item? Thank you. I don't know if we've talked about stack decks, but stack decks are kind of fun. They're essentially a gamble. They can open up any non-boss drop div card in the game. They used to be able to drop boss div drops too. Divination cards. They got rid of that due to feeling that they wanted to balance the game more around bosses or something. And a more physically resistant enemy. And let's get Solari's Spear, which looks like it should be a 4x2 space item, or 2x4. It's actually just a 1x1 inventory space item. I guess they didn't want people to feel cluttered or something. Getting the heist tools here. Let's run while we're at it. Now if we fail this heist, that's fine. We have to do the heist again later, but that means we don't have to worry about it now, so I guess it's caveat heist store. This get a little stressful doing heists, admittedly, when you don't have much damage and the enemies overwhelm you. If you do have the damage, you can overwhelm the enemies instead, and farm a lot of experience, actually.
This spear is a
And we get some rogue markers as a quest reward. Is this... yeah. I was making sure it was fitted for me. Let's see if this amulet's any good. I'm gonna go with no. And let's put some items up.
Happy hunting.
Alright, that's great. So we have done all the tier 5s last time. I think it's time to try tier 6. At which point we're going to encounter a certain cosmic friend, and it's not the turtle. The game might have crashed just then. Since we're stuck in a loading screen, that implies to me the game's crashing. Not a good thing. Oh, unexpected disconnection. What is going on? I might have to switch servers. Hopefully the game's not down. Seems stuck. Let's just switch to Texas Realm. Unfortunately, our hideout's probably still in DC. No, it's in Texas too. Okay. Alright. So, we have the tier 6 maps. We have 9 of them. It's not some overlaps, but that's okay. Done all the tier 5s. Done all the white tier maps, which is great. So the first thing about tier 6 maps onwards is they need to be at least rare. To get the bonus objective. This is fine. Temporal Chains kind of sucks, but it's fine. And yeah, the mods here aren't too bad. Temporal Chains can kind of be annoying, but it's not the end of the world. While we're at it, let's upgrade our flask. Critical strike chance, that's pointless. Let's re-roll this. Void being shocked. Agent rating's kind of nice. We're looking for reduced effect of curses, essentially. We'll see if we can get that. Cast speed is pointless. Immunity is bad. Life, attack leech's life is okay. Charge recovery, sure. Also, let's upgrade this. Charge recovery, sure. And let's do the Arid Lake. Do we have a Scarab for this? I have Betrayal, but we'll hold off on that for now. Alright, and we have the Necropolis modifiers. Nothing here screams particularly dangerous. And enter. While we're at it, I'm going to delete this because it's just taking up inventory space. Arid Lake is a wide area with, well, a lake in the middle. It's kind of deserty looking. Kind of reminds me of like a lake version of the coast. Or the mud flats, kind of. Chisels, lovely. Are my auras up? Yes.
Good find, Exile.
Now we are afflicted with temporal chains, which does slow us down by like a little bit. It also decreases. It also increases the time of like debuffs and buffs on us. So like all those charges, like literally everything, like the charges, the blood rage, they last longer. People can actually use temporal chains. It also makes us attack and cast and do anything slower. What people have found is if you can decrease the effect of not of curses, but increase your action speed or be unaffected by or your action speed cannot be reduced it doesn't change the buff length of stuff, so you can have longer buff duration and curse yourself with temporal chains and have shenanigans happen that way. This used to be a really good strat for a belt called Headhunter, which steals mods from rare monsters for 20 seconds. And you extend that duration, one of which ways was temporal chains. Unfortunately, they did nerf that interaction, if I recall. I forget how. But either way, it's not as popular. Headhunter's still really good, though. It's one of those belts that's better the more rare monsters you fit in a map, because the more rare monsters, the more buffs, the more fun you have. And here we go to the boss. We haven't encountered the envoy yet. Weird. At least I didn't see him. I may have ignored him. Might have to get lucky a little bit. Oh, there she is.
My spirit is spent.
So behold, the Maven. Last murder grip. I think that's curse related. So the Maven starts off not saying too many words, just learning a little bit. As we complete her story arc, she will become more and more cognizant of things. We got the bacon. The beacon, the Maven's beacon. This boss has an interesting mechanic where if you break the row nest before you fight the boss, the rows become berserk and drop more loot. We're not going to partake in that necessarily. I'm going to pick up a Despot Axe. I've been thinking about this. About swapping to two-handed axes. Alright. Onwards to more betrayal, if I recall. And we still have some map to do, so let's get it done. And the rest of the Arid Lake is just a big old donut with the lake in the middle. And we'll just clear it out, hopefully not have too many encounters. Yeah, I should have seen if the envoy was at the entrance. There usually is an NPC that gives you cryptic knowledge about the Maven, who seems like they're from another world of some sort. Or the ghost of another world, perhaps. Looks like we're capped up on a soul fight as well. Might be incentive to do some Nicoing. Yeah, we'll do some Nicoing maybe in a little bit. I don't think it's actually that important, but it might net us something that we desperately want in a second. What I really want is a 6th link, which we'll have to look into. Maybe Aramor can help us out with that. More contracts from Heist. Excellent. This enemy blinds. Blinds reduces your accuracy. It used to just make you make enemies avoid all damage from hits from blinded enemies. They decided that was too powerful and made it so the enemies have reduced accuracy, so you had to have some evasion to really get benefit from it. And you can do some other effects, like hit enemies have increased damage while blinded and stuff like that, but we don't really have utility for that just yet. Looks like we've done this map enough. Alright, Arid Lake complete. And as soon as we click the map device, a button has appeared. This is the Maven's Beacon. Kirak may even have a line about it. He should have had a line if you found the Maven. Or something.
Hello.
Is the quest bugged?
Now that you've had a glimpse of the
Weird.
quite a bit has happened in the Atlas is a grave threat. The map device will transport.
We don't have any lines about... Okay, there should be dialogue with the Maven. Maybe the envoy has to appear or something. I think we bugged out the quest. That's alarming. Ash Caller is unique. It covers enemies in ash, which is a pretty unique effect. I believe that's... Okay, they move less and take more fire damage. And Raging Spirit's on kill, which I do believe can be augmented by whatever's an Ash Caller. So that's funny. And I think the rest is vendor fodder.
You're selling me.
I should probably check the morgue.
Not expecting much in return.
Just to make sure. Oh, we're really full in inventory. Alright. It is time for either Necropolis crafting or more likely Necropolis storing. Let's make sure any haunted friends are here. Keep those people out. Okay. Well, since this is a Necropolis League playthrough, we should show the Necropolis off. The big thing about Necropolis is you can make very large crafts. There's actually less storage in the morgue than there are graveyards to craft. So you can craft a giant singular craft with all the corpses, like 86 of them, I think. And yeah, it gets oh, we can get the, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we need one more of these and we'll get a 6th link, I think. 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so we're actually really close to a 6th link if we can get the right corpses for it. Why don't we try to make a sword? We can get up to 30% quality, so let's make this let's make a Midnight Blade or an Eternal Sword. I think Midnight Blade's the strongest DPS. And as long as the corpses are in the same chain of adjacent graves, they all affect a single craft. is a big thing. I'm surprised I haven't talked about this too much earlier. Usually we just plot things in the grave to see what they looked like, but here we will do some stuff. Alright, so we have all 6 qualities. We'll have 4 explicit, so let's get 5. Get increased chance of fizz, increased chance of fizz, increased chance of fizz. Do we have the column adjusters? No, we have randomizers though. Humanoids, eh? Effect of constructs, beasts. So we have a demon here. Let's see, demon corpses. So now that has a higher effect. That's pretty cool. Add some modifier tier rating to this. Chance of attack modifier. Are there any scarcer mods? Elementals are scarcer, we absolutely want that. Oh, that's undead. Oh well. We have effective undead next to corpses. We have effective beast corpses. Scarcer. Do we have effective humanoid? No. So this is oh wait, we have undead, don't we? Nope. Mana modifiers are scarcer. I don't think you can roll caster mods on a sword. Can get speed though. Alright, let's see. Don't need life, don't need fire cold lightning. Then we want modifier tier rating. Any other construct nonsense? I don't see any. Yeah, this mechanic gets a little out there, I suppose. All right, and then we want. We don't want the split copy. That can be dangerous. Alright, so now we have a giant craft here. Might be enough for what we want. Item level. And we'll up the item level to be better. Just higher item level equals better mods. Thanks for prefix, that's whatever. I want to say we're ready to craft. Oh yeah, let's get rid of the let's see, beast corpses not to be consumed when exercising. We'll keep those be. Alright, let's craft. Alright, we're looking for a weapon. We are looking for a one-handed sword. We are looking for perhaps a midnight blade, I believe. 37 to 80. I want to say the Tiger Midnight Blade's the highest DPS you can get. And I know this attacks fast, the Eternal Sword attacks faster, but we don't care about attack that much. Let me see. I'm gonna check Path of Exile wiki. One-handed swords. DPS is highest for the Midnight Blade, yes. And it also has accuracy ratings, so yeah. And it's going to be item level 77, 5 explicit modifiers. Yeah, let's roll it.
May the glow of Lunaris heal your pains and aid this soldier and become a weapon to cut the wicked!
Alright, let's take a look. 12260, that is probably has higher physical quality, some accuracy, has poison, and flat fizz. It's not terrible. It's really not terrible. Let me see. 1700. Okay. We're not quite there. I want to say with a hybrid roll, we might be able to get increased fizz damage. Let's find out. We can. Alright, now let's take a look at this damage. 1700, 1600. Weird. How awkward. Why is that the case? Guaranteed accuracy, though. Is it just because this has... Oh, it has the attack speed. That's why. Still think this is probably better overall, because more damage, less armor, and... I don't know, it just looks cooler. Well, that's a shame. Probably should have added a speed modifier to everything. That poison on hit is really pointless, but yeah. Like, it really does do no damage for us. That's a dead stat, but overall, I might keep this anyways. Let's test it out. We'll mess around. Alright, we want one blue socket on this thing. One blue. There we go. Alright. Less attack speed, but more flat damage. I think that's probably fine. We'll keep this be. And it served its purpose well. Now let's take a look at all our corpses again. We still have 35 done. I kind of want to craft another randomized thing, yeah. Active corpses in this grave row, you say? Quality, okay. How much quality do we have? We have another. What do we have that's crap item? I think all of these have potential. Well, we don't care about the gem stuff, maybe. I feel like gem would be better for other classes, but not this. Don't care about gem. Could try keeping these around for elemental defenses. So how about speed modifiers are scarcer? Randomize. Lightning modifiers are scarcer. We have a way to randomize that again. No, okay. So we have a Grave Row, so all of these can be better. So why don't we create some... What's the weakest pair of things we have here? Probably the shield, honestly. Or the belt. That's not true, our ring is kind of shit, so... Chance of fire, increased chance of cold, increased chance of lightning, increased chance of life, increased chance of prefix, +1 explicit. Alright, so we have that. We don't need defenses. So maybe more life. And I don't know if caster modifiers can be rolled on rings, so I'm not going to bother with it. And let's see, what do we have similar corpse-wise? Humanoids. I think Beast is the one that we have. As far as... Really, they don't show. Alright, yeah, we have one Beast here, but it doesn't matter. And we have any... Let's get the beast corpses not being consumed. And we have a lot of humanoid. We have some undead and one demon. Alright, so let's make an amethyst ring. I don't know if the right jewelry, ring, amethyst.
May the love of Rislatha free you of your anguish and aid this soldier, so that you may guide their hands to success.
All Ellie, lightning, life. In some ways this is... the cold damage and fire damage attacks is pointless. If only we could get rid of the cold damage. That was elemental. Okay. I don't think defenses matter for us that much. Alright, why don't we try some lots of haunted modifiers. And we don't have, we have a beast, so let's see, any other beastie beasts. Oh. Alright. Boots seem like the best thing to upgrade.
Wash away your anguish and aid this soldier, so that you may grace them with fleetness.
Alright. No movement speed. So we can just get rid of this. I kind of want to keep this around because it looks like it has potential. Not really, though. Not really sure what you could do with this.
pretty, pretty bodies.
That's not creepy at all. Alright. Well, we did that. So now I think it's time to run another map. Dry Sea then. And this is where we roll it up rare. Running ground, avoid elemental ailments, we don't do that. Curses, well we do mark on hit, but that's fine. Full recovery rate, that's fine. Turn on the beacon. And begin. Meteor on death, no thank you. Yeah, this is fine. At some point though, I'm gonna have to do the delve. Yeah, that meteor on death can be very dangerous if I recall. It hurts pretty well. Dry Sea is, I guess similar to the deserts in Act 9. It's kind of a new area.
My spirit is spent.
Got some destroyed boats. Unfortunately, the vassals have tarred ground on death. Not particularly a great thing to come across. The loot filter color of items has changed a little bit. You notice a darker yellow tone to these.
Let's kill this selfish malcontent.
Oh, guess I was better as a merchant than a fighter.
And that would have to do with the fact that we're getting item level 75 or higher items now. And those are pretty important. Because, well, they're kind of important. They,
If you think I'm going
Oh, not pretty.
let's see,
Oh, no, I am.
essentially, if you sell a full set of gear that's item level 60 to 74, or the lowest level one of them is 60 to 74, you get a Chaos Orb. You sell a full set, like a character in gears worth of 75 or higher, you get Regal Orbs. That's why they're differentiated in that regard. And also higher item level is better in general. Well, we don't do melee damage, so I'm not even going to bother with those. Do stay out of exploding stuff like that, because it does shotgun and it does hurt a lot. And there comes the revive. And this is where I start to question my damage. Maybe that fast attack Eternal Sword was better overall. Hard to say. All Flame Ember of Anarchy. That's useful for farming strats. Goliath Gauntlets might be worth it. And I'm going to pick up some Eternal Swords too. Ah, I see their crafting recipe. That means we're near the boss. You can also tell you're near the boss because there's a little ship doorway there. Always leads to the boss arena. And the Maven should be here. For some reason the Envoy wasn't though. Maybe because I don't think I played in Still Self-Found before, but maybe because I did it in another account. Kirak and another character named the Envoy were supposed to have dialogue about the Maven. Not sure what happened to that. Alright, some more Joan missions. And given that my inventory is getting kind of full, and I don't want to be in the research area without a full inventory, I'm going to go to the turtle hideout again. That's a lot of physical damage right there. That might be okay. And that's a veiled item, that's vendor trash. Alright, let's unveil items next to Jun.
Hello.
Fizz convert to lightning. Melee strike range, energy shield life. Let's do Fizz convert to lightning for pretend future characters. Minimum endurance charge is actually very nice, so endurance charge on kills specifically. Not bad, not great.
Warm nights.
Alright. Back into the fray. This is where we run to the end.
I've long wanted you to see how futile your cause truly is. Wait, let me think.
As always, you rush to the end.
This is Grant.
Let's unveil this real quick. Breaker socket still using a skill. That's actually not bad. Not for us, but dexterity, intelligence, and attack speed is also nice. Let's do this one.
Keep your eyes
Okay.
sharp.
And we still have a lot of dry sea to do, so we'll do that. That was a Legion encounter, nice and done. And more tarred ground. There's not much to say about dry map at any particular point in time, but we will complete it. There we go, scarcer attack mods, not that they're needed. More than 50 monsters remain. And Sandstrider. Plus some of the item levels welcome though. Ah yes, the train station counter.
Meddling in my marvelous machinations.
Marvelous machinations.
I feel like jumping in.
Do not seek the source.
Alright, let's see what Vegan has to say. Rank to Vegan.
I'm afraid the
Rank to Riker.
only
Let's see Vegan.
I am well equipped. A savage slaying, if I may say so. Watch as the production of
And do we get a tier 7? We did.
unabated.
Lovely.
You die rather well.
Okay. With 11 monsters left, we can depart. A new dialogue from Kirak. I'm so befuddled by this. Oh well. Craghead is a leveling quiver that basically slower projectiles, hit harder, kind of nonsense. Block attack. That's actually okay for us. It's not great though. And this is a vendor item. Alright, so we got incubators. I don't know if I talked about them before, but oh, thank you for the raid. Welcome to our slow playthrough of Necropolis, where I'm explaining the game a little bit. Oh yeah, we came across incubators, which are little eggs that you put on your pieces of gear, and basically after a certain number of monster kills of at least a certain level, they will drop what they say, in this case a blight item and stacked decks of cards. And John needs to unveil more items for us, so... and hope you're doing well, Counting Nightmare. So, let's see... None of these matter. Blood Rage, when you kill an enemy in attack speed, is actually really useful for us. So, we'll do that. And vendor some items, since we've unlocked their crafts. Alright, now, we should have one more map until we get invited to the Maven's invitation. I think Promenade's a good enough map for this. Elemental weakness, our defenses are fine for that. We don't crit, so reduce extra damage from crit, it doesn't matter. Blind on hits is slightly annoying. Freeze, shock, and ignite on hit, it's all fine. We'll run this, and we will just leave it be. Nothing great here. I'm gonna shuffle these monster difficulties around so that we don't have to deal with too much shenanigans. This is fine. So, now, we have Promenade as one of our maps. Promenade is based off of, oh, the Envoy's finally here. Hey, Envoy.
Tidings, Nomad. I am a simple messenger from a place of great darkness and great distance.
And we're not going to listen to all the dialogue, but long story short,
More drawn by your beacon. Perform
the Envoy is the servant of the Maven,
what you ask.
and it gives a lot of cryptic answers and stuff. And the Maven will want us to kill one more boss for her collection to do an arena challenge, which will be very relevant.
My spirit is spent.
So let's see, I think we've talked about guest monsters, how in the epilogue, in the post-game, monsters aren't always tied to the area they're in. So like, even though the lunar scouts here tend to appear in a promenade style area, the bone warped archers and the Stygian revenants are not really tied to this zone. I want to say the Carrion are though. So that results in Epilogue being much more variable in terms of what enemies you'll encounter in a certain area. You can't rely on a zone in the Epilogue always having one enemy type. There was a league where that actually did matter though. One league called Bestiary had you kind of capturing Pokemon. You've seen that mechanic before in the playthrough, and it's when it first came out, the monsters that you captured were heavily based on what zone they were in. So if you wanted to find monkey beasts, you would go to the Jungle Valley area, for instance. However, when it got reworked, that reliance on like target spots went away. And beasts are just beasts. They just wander where they will. It's kind of interesting. I feel like one of the main turnoffs for a lot of players in a game in this genre is not being able to pick everything up. It's actually a thing about maps. I loosely mentioned it, but in maps, the epilogue, you only get 6 portals to an area, and in general, I think it is impossible to pick up all the items in a map within 6 portals. So you really have to pick and choose what you're carrying. No dice here. And that's why the loot filter that you can put in your game helps so much, because it lets you know what you want to pick up and what you want to leave behind. Even then, a lot of players have to make a decision at even the most rigid of filters that only shows the best of items, what they end up wanting to pick up. Alright. Oh, we got a Sacred Grove to appear. I can tell because of the minimap icon. And this is where we watch out for the Stygian Revenant yet again. This spider thing is such an annoyance. It'll resurrect its allies, and those allies will explode on death, and explode on death is one of the most damaging effects in the game. Alright, we'll do the Sacred Grove first. We've encountered this before. You pick between 2 crops, the one you don't pick wilts, and you fight a group of plant monsters, I guess, that drop their fruits of their life force, I guess, which we will happily use for crafting items. The hard part about Harvest is when you encounter some monsters that burrow or run away. In the Harvest, you have to kill all the monsters in the Harvest before you kill the next batch. So it can lead to some frustration where it's like, oh, where's the last monster? I need to kill you to progress. Hopefully you won't have too much of that. I think the yellow beasts are the worst culprit of it. Which is a shame because they tend to drop the best, because Yellow Life Force tends to be the most valuable. I believe the name of the Yellow Life Force is Vivid. You have Primal, Vivid, and Wild Life Force. Yeah, so this is the Wild Life Force, which is purple. Primal is blue, Vivid is yellow. There's a lore recently added into Harvest with the Affliction League from last expansion, where where sacred wisps, or like wisps empower the creatures or something. I don't think it's been fleshed out in a way that's particularly like everybody knows what's going on. Like there's still a lot of questions in the air about the lore of the Harvest and stuff. I think PoE has a kind of weird balancing act with that, where they have to add in new mechanics, but they also have to figure out the lore for them, and it seems like it's retroactive. Anyways, here's the Maven again. There she is. She's flying up there. In addition to the Maven just witnessing encounters, she will make them harder. She might do Protect, which summons these little orbs that if you stand near them, they explode and leave chilled ground on the ground. Grasp, I think, is slowing me down. Vigor is, I believe, regeneration. Here's the Atlas. So once we pick up the Atlas, we get an invitation to fight some bosses the Maven may have collected. So then we got an Atlas skill point, so I believe we want Test of Loyalty here. And I think we're done with this map? Yeah, we are. Fractured item. Cold resist can never be getting rid of this item, but we don't care about it because that's kind of a useless stat to have on a useless item base. And I want to say we can vendor this and this.
Wipe your feet on the way out.
Alright, Maven's invitation to the Atlas. I think Kirak might have something to say about it. Nope, certainly doesn't. Alright, so there were 3 bosses we fought just now. And we go into the Maven's Crucible. The 3 bosses from the 3 prior maps are in little bubbles now. The Maven has collected their spirits or something. Listen to some cosmic music. And essentially we fight all three at once with kind of a staggered wave system where like the other one's still in a bubble now, but after a few seconds will pop out, or after I kill another one of these guys. Yeah, so now the other mini boss is out of the map. I think the music for this area is pretty cool too. If you get grasped with the slowing effect, you can actually just do a teleport move to get rid of all the grasping vines. I'm gonna pause for a second and let the music kick in. I just think it's really cool. We're almost done with this fight. Anyways, pretty cool fight. There's an even more dramatic version of that music later down the line. And you do get loot for this conflict, but the biggest reward you get is another skill point on the Atlas tree. And the Maven now has another quest to collect map bosses in tier 8+ maps. That was tier 6 maps we were doing. So the second Maven's challenge will have to wait. And it also should be noted that we killed 3 bosses currently, now we have to kill 4 for the next Maven challenge. And then there might be a Maven challenge after that where we kill 6 or something. Who knows? I think the progression actually goes from 3, 4, 5, 6, 10? Could be wrong on that. I don't see any items here worth keeping, so let's leave. Does Kirak have any... Darn it, like the portal. Yeah, this fellow is supposed to have dialogue about the Maven. I'm not sure why he doesn't. Not sure what happened there. Oh well. Maybe it changed this patch and they got rid of that dialogue. Well, we have 4 more incomplete maps, 2 of which we have ready to go, the tower and the waterways. The shore and the basilica are not ready for us yet. Or I haven't found them yet, so we'll just run the tower here first. It's actually worth using Orbs of Binding instead of Orbs of Alchemy. They do the same thing, they upgrade a normal to a rare item. The Binding version will upgrade a normal pair of armor with and give it 4-link sockets. Which can be useful at leveling, but you don't get these while leveling. Alchemy Orbs have other uses other than just like upgrading gear, so I just tend to upgrade the maps with Binding. Exposure, vulnerability, physical damage reduction. Alright. A little annoying, but very doable. I think the only map mods we don't care about are cannot regenerate life, mana, or energy shield, and enemies reflect physical damage, so this is totally fine. And notice now the Maven has no interest in maps of such low tier. It has appeared as an error message. So no, we have to progress further in the game to complete the Maven's challenges again. Meteor on Death, let's keep that lower. And I actually like Orbs of Horizon for this area, so let's go. The tower is heavily based off Chevron's tower in Act 6. In fact, it even has the same boss at the end, if I recall. The tower also is host to one of the more interesting... I believe it drops a card called the Nurse. I know it drops the Patient. And divination cards, I may have not mentioned, drop from specific areas, and so when you collect a full set of them, you get the item. The Nurse is a very potent item. I should not have walked over that abyss. I will not be able to complete it. This is kind of a terrible area.
Let's kill this selfish mountain.
Somebody dropping Consecrated Ground, or is that just... I don't think... Yeah, unfortunately... I think this enemy is causing the ritual to hold back. There we go. Alright, Barichi, if you could... Alright, we got them all. The Syndicate. The Syndicate is assassinating me more and more, because according to this Atlas tree, if I show stats, I have a 78% chance to contain Jund missions. Assassination missions are always part of that. So, 3 of them came at me today. Morgan, what do you have to say? You have terrible rewards. Riker. Sure. Barichi? Nope.
There's only one fate for the
Barichi. Remove all rivalries. That actually could be okay.
I knew you were sharp. Consider it done.
And let's unveil some items from Jund.
Who wins?
And we want specifically hybrid, elemental, and chaos resistance stats, but didn't quite get them this time. Minimum power charges is not bad. Not for us, though. Power charges increase your critical strike chance. However, we don't crit ever, so due to our skills. So it's actually pretty irrelevant for us to have power charges, but it's nice in theory. Oh, I got a level. Yay! Leveling up is great. I believe I was going for damage of some sort. Was it swords? I don't think it was swords. I want to say the last thing I got was Fury Bolts, which is annoying. Only because I don't have any other good sources of... just checking my accuracy rating is high enough. So we want damage. We got Bastion Breaker. Very useful. We don't critical strikes, that's pointless. Area effect, that's melee. We don't care about that anyways. We're not actually a melee build. So we care about attack, ranged attack stuff, projectiles specifically. And we can't use bows either. Multi-shot actually might be okay. Increases our attack speed too and gives us a bunch of projectile stuff up here. Are there any other friendly nodes we can grab? Physical would be good too. Gladiator's Perseverance does count as relevant damage stats for us. I just don't see a need for it. This is where having planned out a build beforehand would actually have helped. You know, Defiance might be okay, but I think grabbing Retaliation would be better. Attack faster. Let's see. Don't care about stances. Don't care about dual wield. Don't care about melee damage. So is the best course of action to get a mana and area effective aura skills, or get more dexterity. Let's just get some more mana. Be more comfy. PoE's definitely a game about pondering sometimes, though a lot of that happens on third-party software, like build planners, and then you just go into the game and actually go as fast as possible while you have a pre-planned setup. Be it from stuff you've made or other people's guides. And that's one way to play. We're kind of playing, but because this is the slow playthrough, as it were, we're kind of just winging it. What level am I? 85? We only have 15 levels left of skill points, and there's not going to be that many. And thank you for stopping in. I will hopefully have a good stream today. Really all we're doing in this stream is just trying to do tier 6 maps and maybe some little extra tidbits of info. The ritual we're fighting right now, I'm stuck, is called a Foul Altar, and it drops toxic vines. And you have to keep moving for them to go away. And unlike grasping vines, which is different between toxic vines and grasping vines, I don't know why, is if you have a single stack of Toxic Vines, you cannot use your movement skills, which is different from Grasping Vines. And Toxic Vines also do more chaos damage, I think. So these foul ritual altars are indeed foul. Really good for movement skills, though. If you have a character that can move with other things attacking for you, it's definitely very good, but not in this scenario. I actually have a sneaky idea for what I could do to get more damage. And it shouldn't have been relying on shields, but oh well. Alright. More adventure. Ah, Dragon Scale Boots and Archon Kite Shields, welcome. Ah, here's Danig. And Jones Research Lab. We'll do Danig first. Well, I don't think we, I don't think we chill free Chakra Ignite, so we'll just do that, blow up this, and go here.
Quite a few dormant dangers there.
And let's play some Archaeology. There's a node you can take called Extreme Archaeology. Instead of setting down 5 explosives that are relatively medium sized, you set down 1 explosive that's huge, gargantuan. It's just a nice way to have a quicker expedition without, and as long as you can handle most of the modifiers Expedition has, it's a much more speedier, expeditious, no pun intended, endeavor. This enemy is Soul Eater. Soul Eater is awful. Makes enemies regenerate health, attack faster, deal more damage. It's all sorts of pain points. There we go. Thankfully, that's why I have Frost Bomb, to reduce regeneration effects, life recovery effects of enemies. Alright, I am going to warp out, so because that Syndicate Laboratory might have too much stuff in it. Might keep this for crafting. And I think the rest is vendor fodder. Back we go into the tower. We have a syndicate to deal with.
I've long wanted you to see how
Oh, grand. Whirl bubble.
truly is.
In the dirt.
If you
There we go. Excuse you. Cause more trusting.
Kill you, Giannis. Exile.
Unveil this item. Please give. Attacks can't be evaded. Fizz and poison on hits, fine.
Be careful.
Poison on hits kind of pointless for us, but I don't know. Jun giving more damage options is nice nonetheless. So the tower's like 3 floors and then the rooftop boss at the end, I want to say. Got one more foul altar to do. Ritual altars have an effect where they summon all the monsters from the prior rituals. So doing this ritual is not only fighting the enemies that died in this area, but all the ones that died in the prior rituals. Which can be very interesting if you fight a boss in one of the earlier rituals. Suddenly you're fighting that boss in every other altar. Basin flasks are really useful for this area. Being ability to walk through enemies definitely becomes invaluable in later parts of the game where there's just so many enemies that you can just get swarmed unapologetically. There seems to be some stragglers somewhere. Oh, there you are. Alright, that's all of the rituals. So we'll quickly, before I forget, open up the ritual rewards. We've collected tribute from killing all the monsters, and I don't see anything here that's good. Horizon we are using. Amber oils we will be using. Cartography is more maps, that's absolutely worth it. I'll take ritual splinters actually. We could reroll to add more tribute. Let's do that. Let's see. Corrupted tier 15 map. Nah. 40 ritual splinters sounds pretty good. Voyager's damning is pointless. Ah, offering of the goddess. We want that. Take ritual splinters. Orb of Horizon. And nothing else matters. So might use the Exquisite Blade though. I think I was wrong about the height of the tower. We're already on floor 3. Oh, unique strong boxes. Strong boxes can actually become unique, just like any other items with color-coded rarity. So you can come across unique strong boxes, unique other crafted stuff. Who is? Do we have to kill the tormented spirits too? No, just that thing, I think. Maybe we do have to kill the tormented spirits. That'd be annoying. Something's alive here that shouldn't be, that ran away. Yeah, I think the tormented spirits counted towards that chest. Yep, here we go. That actually can be a very nasty chest if it possesses the wrong monsters, so you gotta be careful about that one. I forget what that was called. Anyways, oh, a Nightmare Bassinet too. We need those. Yeah, I think this is the last floor before the boss.
I believe in traveling light.
Oh, we're full on inventory again. Let's fix that.
What?
If I was in a really rippy map,
about making a deal with chaos, but the price was too high. Prospero is a much better master.
if I was in a rippier map, one that was more likely to murder me, it'd be better to not actually go back to town until I was sure that I completed the map, but I feel more confident in this map than the other one, so we'll just keep going here. Ignore the noise in the background. And a fortification counter.
Grave
Fortresses have laser turrets. Also, Tora is probably one of the most dangerous enemies you can come across in Syndicate. So in addition to the healing totems, there's also little laser turrets that you gotta watch out for in Fortification.
You forced us down this path, Tora.
Exile.
Rival is good. Yeah, let's do this one. More intelligence is nice.
I know take your prize.
And currency items are nice too. And that should lead us to all that's left of the map, which is bossing. I think those ambushments aren't really that good. They're called Storm Seeker or something. And if you're leeching mana, you get better chills. If you're leeching energy shield, you get better shocks. You're unaffected by either for the respective leech. Alright, so the arena. It's the rooftop. It's Chevron again! Like we haven't seen this boss a billion times before. We indeed. And Chevron empowers her. Or him. Yeah, deleting an account but having to resubscribe to everything does seem annoying. I do have a main channel as well that I have actually a few channels on YouTube. Unfortunately, or annoyingly enough though, my swapping between them is a pain, it's true. Been uploading my videos on my secondary channel on this thing. Anyways, Bowser. Different name than Brutus, because all the map bosses have to have slightly different names. Let's not stand in those too much. We're evading a lot of his attacks. Here's one. And that's another skill point. I guess remembering all your subscribers would be really annoying to do, yeah. Alright, now we're at 82% chance to have maps with John, 86. So this will be 94, and then the last John mission is up here, I think. No? Okay, where's the last John mission? I know there's a way to guarantee 100% John. Oh, this one here. So we're at 86, 94, 106. Just enough. And that's the tower. Let's unveil some items. Fizz and Pale. That's actually really useful for us and probably good for our build. So we will take that. And the rest is mediocre items. Now, minus mana cost of skills, not reduced mana, but minus mana is actually really important for us. Projectile speed and damage is also welcome, because we do projectile stuff. It is getting to the point where we're probably not going to find items on the ground that are better than what we have. So the best option really is just to pick an item that seems good and then craft on it manually. We'll get there when we get there. Alright, so we have 2 more maps to do. 3. Waterways, Shore, and Basilica. Real quick, I want to see about that Impale craft. Yeah, for one-handed, you actually can get a better you actually can spend 8 Chaos Orbs and get this. That might be worth it. It is more Impale chance anyways. And that allows me to... Let me see. What's my Impale chance now? %chance to impale enemies. Oh, 20% chance. Let me see. For impale chance, 192. So we actually... Impale effect is still very important, mind you. But we could unspec out of a few nodes here. For instance, the sword node, 20% chance to impale enemies, totally pointless to us now. However, getting Call of Steel to do increased reflected damage is very useful. Impale Mass, this is actually more damage, I think, too. How many Impale nodes do we have going on here? Let's see. We have the sword node, we have Harpooner up here for two-handed impale. Feels like axes might be the proper way to go for impale overall. Shame. But yeah, our impale chances still 170. I think Dread Banner even might be useless here at some point. Let's see, where's Dread Banner? It is... No, this guy's got an impale effect. And enemies have less accuracy, so that's not bad. I guess the other thought... You don't care about damage over time with bleeding, unfortunately. Yeah, this is fine. I feel like the Impale lasting additional hit's not actually that worth it. Well, Steel doing more reflected damage would be, though. Or would it? Who knows? Let us see. Decisions are hard. I think I'm relatively in the spot where I want to be. Okay. So now we have to think about more maps to do. Well, we have Shore and Basilica. don't really have many 3-to-1 op. Well, we have Burial Chambers 3-to-1, so we can probably get Basilica and Shore as needed. I actually feel like I might pause here. I know it's not a full episode, but this is getting a little bit lengthy of a attempt, and we'll do some more epilogue next time. I think I have some stuff I want lined up. Oh yeah, let me clear out my inventory though. Just get rid of the nuisance items.
You'll be back.
Now, I want to say we'll think about where to go next time. I want to say Delve might be in order. We might do a side journey into all of the side content I haven't done, and then we'll resume this tier of content. Well, thank you for watching, and see you next time for the playthrough.